Remember, Lamar Jackson has a PCL injury, and Shady, all things considered, Lamar's earned the franchise tag, period. All that pay him the money, all that show him the money, all of that good stuff has amounted now in Lamar earning himself a franchise tag. Ravens fans have to be frustrated. I know head coach John Harbaugh is frustrated. I know the entirety of that organization is frustrated because LeSean McCoy, he has missed 10 games in the last 2 seasons. Yeah. That's more than Kyler Murray. That's more than Dak Prescott. That's more than Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes. That is more than any top 10 quarterback. Lamar Jackson has missed the most. 10 games in the last 2 seasons. The best ability, America, it is availability. And Lamar Jackson has, for whatever reason, been unavailable. So that's the first reason he's earned the franchise tag. Second reason he's earned the franchise tag is the Ravens have been Super Bowl contenders the last 3 seasons. 3 years ago, they lose by 14 points in the playoffs to the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Lamar Jackson throws a pick 6. That was a 14-point swing. They lost by 14 points. Last year, they were on track to be the #1 seed in their division, win the division. Lamar Jackson gets hurt. They missed the playoffs. This year, they were going to win the division once again. Lamar Jackson gets hurt. Now they have to play a road playoff game. How can you commit long-term money to a person who you don't know if he's going to be there long-term? The last note I will make is this, 2-5. I get it. Lamar saved Harbaugh's job. But how long are you going to hold that over Harbaugh's head? Like, you saved his job 4 years ago. But I hate the person who does a favor for you and then consistently reminds you 4 and 5 years later, hey, but remember when I loaned you $100 way back when? Don't keep holding that over my head. You did me that favor. That debt is now cleared. Lamar Jackson, franchise tag him, but I don't think you can pay him long-term money.
The $100 to help you out, it helps you out. Okay, so I'm going to go in a different direction here. Is it my go?
Go, all you. All you, big dog.
So Joe Burrow said something like, you know, his Super Bowl
window
is while he's still.
Yes, sir.
Always open.
So why not? That's not the same for Lamar Jackson. It's the same. He's a franchise quarterback. Joe got hurt. They went to the Super Bowl. Everybody forgot about that. Lamar Jackson has been hurt. Can't deny that. That's the proof in it.
Yep.
But the thing is, when he's there, you have that window of a Super Bowl chances. Right? You okay?
I'm allergic to what you're saying.
With Lamar Jackson, you have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Do you?
Yeah. Yes.
Based on what?
You have a chance.
Based on what? Burrow opened the window, didn't he? 2-5. He went to a Super Bowl last year. So when Burrow says a Super Bowl window's open, we've seen it open before.
Won the division, too.
Listen. This is what I'm going to tell you again. All right?
I'm listening.
Lamar Jackson's a different type of player. So I look at Josh Allen's, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson's. Them guys are up there. Right? I think the young guys coming up, Burrow, Hurts, Herbert, them guys are coming. Lamar's in that class that you can get a Super Bowl. You have a chance.
Fair.
All you have to do is win your division, which they've shown that they can do that, and get to the playoffs. So when I look at contracts, first of all, with this team, you're not the same team without Lamar Jackson.
Not at all.
We've seen what that team looks like without Lamar Jackson. Okay, so when you get Lamar Jackson, you sign him up for 4 to 5 year deal, whatever it may be. You know in that 5 years, it's a great possibility that you can get a championship. And that's all you can ask for in this NFL league.
Joy, where you stand on all of this? What should the Ravens do with Lamar? How should they handle the situation? It has been chaotic.
I mean, you got to make the best of it and hope Lamar's available. What's the alternative? What's on the other side of life without Lamar Jackson?
There you go.
That's what I'm wondering. It's bleak. That's why they keep bringing up that Lamar helped keep John Harbaugh's job. Because how does it look without him? It's a new NFL. You can talk all you want about winning with defense. Do that then. Because really the team that we have right now in this playoffs that's going to win with defense is the San Francisco 49ers. And they still got a lot of pieces on the offensive side of the ball that are quite good. They have Christian McCaffrey. They're going to get a Debo back, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. They got a few pieces on the offensive side. So it's very easy to argue it's a quite balanced team.
Talk to him.
So this is a new NFL. You have to have a quarterback. And particularly in this division. Look, Mike Tomlin got a winning record again. Kenny Pickett's going to get better.
And better.
Joe Burrow's not going anywhere. We don't know what Deshaun Watson and the Browns are going to be next year. You want a life without Lamar Jackson? Do you, honey? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
But don't you think they already have life without Lamar?
Yeah, and how does it look?
And how's it look? And I can tell you what it is. Without him, the offense is dead last. That was 12 points a game.
But it looks worse because you don't know you have life without Lamar, and then it's like, surprise, I ain't going to be here. Like, when you imagine somebody's going to show up and they don't show up, then it's even worse because you can't prepare for their absence, Dave Helman.
I don't think we've ever done a segment where y'all made my point for me. Like, I don't have to say anything because you can frame a convincing argument for either side of this. Like, if you're Lamar, I would say Lamar's camp, but he doesn't have an agent. So if you're Lamar, you say, look what y'all are without me. And then the Ravens say, we've been without you for 30% of the last 2 years. There's a convincing argument on both sides of this. And so my take on this is, get comfortable, everybody, because we're heading for this to be a dominant topic of the NFL offseason yet again, and maybe for the next two. I will go as far as to say Lamar Jackson's getting tagged. It's happening. If there was any doubt about it, it's gone now because the Ravens just extended Roquan Smith, another star on their team, traded for him this season from the Bears. He wanted to be paid at the top of the linebacker market. Well, now he is. There's no more contention there. And I would argue, I can't say this for sure. I'm not in Baltimore, but it feels almost like a message. Like setting the market in the mid, like when you still have a game to go, when there's still a playoff game to play, getting that deal out of the way that quickly says to me, we got to make sure we take care of this because we need to use the tag on somebody else, and his name is Lamar Jackson. I think that's going to happen sometime after the Super Bowl, and I think we're going to be talking about this until July. And if I had to guess, we could be talking about it throughout next season and the offseason after that as well. So if you're a Ravens fan, if you're an NFL fan, if you're us, just get comfortable because I feel like this is going to be a topic and an argument for the foreseeable future.
2-5, let me come to you. You played with a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of great quarterbacks. Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick, Nick Foles, amongst others. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. You basically played with every
Josh,
great
if you don't say Josh.
of this generation. How much would it frustrate you as another star player on a team if your quarterback is a dude, but he misses 30% of the games over the last 2 years? Like, because you know you got to go to battle every single Sunday. But if you're not going to battle with your biggest soldier, at what point are you like, man, not just I wish he was out there, but, hey, come on, coach, like, I need help.
Wait, this is Lamar's fifth year, right?
Fifth year.
So it sounds like you're trying to say he's injury prone. Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Because his first 3 years, did you know they only missed one game? Mm-hmm. So in football, you're going to miss games. So I can't be a player and be mad at him for missing games. He's injured. That happens. He's out there playing, running the ball, throwing the ball, doing everything he can do to first to win games. You see all them crazy highlights he does. Did you forget?
Not at all.
So sometimes you'll get injured doing them highlights. So no, I wouldn't be upset, right? I'll probably be upset that he's not out there, and I'm sure he'll be upset if I wasn't out there, but I can't blame him for being injured. That's part of the game. And all the players you talked about, they're going to get hurt. That's the name of the game.
But what about the fact that, Shady, you never want to lead the league in a negative category. You led the league a lot in rushing yards. You led the league your second or third year in rushing touchdowns, 17 of them. You led the league in a lot of great categories. I know, I do my research. But you never led the league in fumbles. Because that's not a statistical category that Shady wants to lead the league in.
Neither does Lamar.
He doesn't.
In picks, he don't do that.
He definitely doesn't.
Sorry.
But Lamar Jackson, when you think about all the top quarterbacks, he leads the league in games missed. So everybody gets hurt. I get that. Everybody fumbles the ball. I get that. But he's missed more games than all of the other top dudes. How can you say that doesn't matter?
You know what matters? The only thing that matters is if he's there, we're going to win games. And he's not there, we don't. And when he's not there, we lose games. So the injury part, that's part of football, right? A guy like Jimmy G, he's always hurt. Like every year, it's 60% chance he's going to be hurt. That's not Lamar Jackson. He has some bad breaks again, injured, but that's the name of the game. I feel like with Lamar, he's so valuable that myself and other owners in the NFL, don't let him hit the market. Other NFL owners would love to have him because his value of him being so good, I want to risk him them injuries and missing a game or two to be on my team.
Joy, speak to specifically the Ravens, because we can talk about the 31 other owners, and there are clearly a lot of them, but the Baltimore Ravens exclusively, where do you think they should stand in regards to, we can commit to him for 4 more years, but if we know the last 2 years he's been hurt, why do we think something would change? And should we commit $200 million, because more than likely that's probably what it's going to end up being, or $150 million plus? Should we commit that kind of money? Where do you stand in regards to that?
Well, if they tag him this year, it's going to be an exclusive tag. It's $46 million.
Mm-hmm.
If they tag him the year after that, it'll be $55 million. So it's essentially $100 million anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. So would you rather have that or have him locked up for the next 4 years, which I think Lamar will be good for the next 4 years, probably get a little bit better deal, have more flexibility on the deal. And while you're at it, maybe you could add some pieces to the offensive side of the ball to help Lamar out. So he's not trying to do everything all the time. We know Lamar Jackson can throw the ball. Maybe stop worrying so much about paying Lamar Jackson and add a number one receiver. Maybe bolster the running game a little bit. How about that? We don't talk about the Baltimore Ravens and the offensive pieces for a reason. Really not there. Like, Lamar is also who? Who's there?
The reason I'm frustrated with that statement is because they drafted a number one pick at wide receiver.
What's he doing?
And he got hurt.
What's he doing?
I'm saying,
and you didn't say him getting hurt.
Since Lamar was drafted.
You don't get, okay, listen, I appreciate that you keep trying. Guess you're going to have to do it again.
So, but that's my point is like.
That's not Lamar's fault.
We can't, though, act as if the Ravens aren't giving Lamar pieces.
Okay.
Not proven pieces.
And they're not proven pieces.
But the proven piece would have to be in the NFL already.
Hold up.
We've seen that.
We do that for every other quarterback. Every other quarterback, we say who he has, who he's working with, and who he deserves to have on his roster in order to help him.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't do that with Lamar. Why?
Because receivers also have to want to play there. Hollywood Brown was a number one pick who did not want to be in Baltimore. Now, he loves Lamar. Him and Lamar like this.
He dropped a lot of Lamar's touchdowns, too.
He absolutely did.
Oh, my God.
But Hollywood Brown did not want to be in Baltimore.
Hollywood Brown the number one receiver where he is now?
No, because they have DeAndre Hopkins, who's the first ballot Hall of Famer. But Hollywood Brown didn't want to be there. Hollywood Brown was a 1,000-yard receiver.
Hollywood Brown wouldn't be solving the problem if he was in Baltimore because he's not a number one receiver. What I'm saying to you is there's multiple levels of issues with the Baltimore Ravens outside of Lamar Jackson. And I don't think anyone is really going to argue that Lamar Jackson doesn't carry this team. Whether that's what's resulting in his injuries or not, I'm saying maybe there's a little bit to him feeling like he has to do everything because he does, that he's doing as much as he is. And maybe that's what's causing him to be injured. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we know what they are without Lamar Jackson. And who are you replacing him with?
And to back her up, you acting like the people don't make, or teams don't make big splashes and trades for number one receivers. How did DeAndre Hopkins even get to Arizona?
But he wanted to go there.
Man, hold on for a second.
Yep.
They made that work.
Correct.
Okay, and then, Kyler Murray wasn't like this. I want to play for Kyler Murray.
That offense.
Okay, and then number two, even Stephon Diggs. I was out there in Buffalo, and we had a whole conversation with Brandon Beane, who's the GM for the Bills, talking to Sean McDermott, the head coach, and he said we had to go get him. We had to go out there and get him.
But he had to want to be there.
First, that's not true. That's not true. In a trade, in a trade, you can't. What do you mean? I gotta want to be there.
I'm saying if a receiver does not want to play with Lamar, doesn't want to play with the Ravens offense, which is Hollywood Brown, how are we all sitting here under the assumption that people are begging to go
because you know how the game goes. You can't tell them I don't want to be traded. I've been there. I did that. It didn't work. It didn't work.
They were the 32nd passing offense in the league 2 years straight. What receiver you think wants to go play for the 32nd
It's not their choice. If they're a free agent, yeah.
No. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
If they're a free agent, you could choose. But if you're not a free agent, that's not how it works.
Right.
You have no trade clause?
They
don't get them out.
What I'm trying to figure out is which receiver, y'all think Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, because all those players were the players that either went in free agency or went via trade. Which one of those receivers y'all think is begging to go to Baltimore?
I'm saying if you are not a free agent, it doesn't matter what you're begging for. You get traded where you get traded. You can't just be like, I'm not going to play. Are you going to retire?
You can.
Okay, come on.
And nobody's doing that. I haven't seen it done.
Let's make it a realistic conversation.
A.J. Brown. We just saw this with A.J. Brown. Like, Philly wasn't a prolific passing offense when he got there. He helped turn him into that.
There you go.
But here's the other thing that we also have to take into account. A.J. Brown had a 1,000-yard season. 1,000 yards. Let's not act like A.J. Brown was a Philadelphia Eagles. Stephon Diggs had 1,000-yard season.
And we still looked at him.
He had one. Hollywood Brown had one. A.J. Brown had one. Stephon Diggs had one.
But what's that? What do you?
Yeah. The point I'm making is let's not act like all these number one receivers, because A.J. Brown is now the Eagles' reception leader for a season.
Okay.
That A.J. Brown was not Tennessee Titans A.J. Brown. This Stephon Diggs, it's absolutely true.
The only difference is the offense. One offense, we're going to get this big 6'4" running back, 30 carries no matter if we win or lose. Hold on, let me finish. The talent was still the same. A.J. Brown's talent ain't changed. Him catching balls, breaking tackles ain't changed.
My point.
The same way he got busy in playoff games against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, which we seen.
Correct.
It hasn't changed. So when we go out and go.
Changed, though. That's my point. I'm saying what you're saying.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, the player, he always was a number one receiver.
Sure.
Okay, with the Titans, with the Rams, whoever it is, he's the number one receiver. It was the offense. I'm going to take this guy right here because he can ball. We're going to take him. We're going to trade for him, right? The same way the Eagles trade for him, the same way the Bills traded for Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
You can do it. It's possible. It's been done. I've seen it.
All I know is
let's go get a number one receiver and bring him over to the Ravens and watch what happens.
Stephon Diggs had 1,000-yard receiving season, and Hollywood Brown had 1,000.
I like this first take.
We're going to get back to that.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.